Alright, got the toolkit out today. Messing with another car. This is a Ford Focus. It is a 2000, 01 to 2000 Focus. 4-cylinder 2.0. And this one is locked up. So we're yanking it out. And we're going to put that one in it. So figured I'd go ahead and document some of this and kind of show you what I've done so far before I went and grabbed the damn camera or phone with the camera built into it. Is I've taken off the air cleaner assembly, battery, lower air cleaner box, and the battery tray. And so far that is it. And I took the hood off. 4 8mm head bolts hold on the hood, and then over here where you've got your wiper hose, I just cut it, and then I'm going to put a double hose barb splice when I put it back together. But this gets some stuff out of the way. You can start looking and seeing what we got to take off to drop this thing. Actually, next step, I'm going to pull the intake horn and start disconnecting electricals and hoses and all that fun stuff. Yeehaw. And still chugging away with this Focus. And doing this on a drive-on 4-post lift is not really the best way to do this. Best way is with a 2-post. But I'm making it work. Just had to lift up the car on the lift to get the front wheels off the ground so I can take the knuckles apart and get the CV axles removed. And from that point I can go ahead and unbuckle the rest of this engine transmission assembly and go ahead and lower it down. But those are the biggest two grab points for lowering this unit, is these damn CV axles. And once they're out of the way, there's plenty of room for the motor to come down, along with the transmission if you're doing it that way, which I am, instead of trying to separate them in here in this little tight space, because there's just not a whole lot of room to work to move the motor this direction to get it to separate from the torque converter and get the flex plate to clear the bell housing and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to drop the whole assembly and then bust them apart on the ground, put the new motor in, and then lift it back up, versus fighting with it. Now if I had a 2-post, I would be a little more inclined to go ahead and separate them, but as it is, this is probably going to be the most conducive to not losing my sanity. But yeah, a whole bunch of fun. Now you could, with a 2-post, this whole assembly can just unbuckle. You can unbolt the whole thing and just roll the whole engine, transmission, drivetrain out. Unbuckling right there, those 3 bolts. And over here, those 3 bolts. And then right up there on either side, there's a bolt. And then up top, you unbolt your struts and then disconnect everything. All your hoses, wiring, and all that fun stuff, and the whole assembly just lowers and rolls out from under the car. That's how Ford installed it. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm just about to go ahead and start busting this stuff right here loose. I gotta take the dog bone loose from the strut, and then take the pinch bolt loose from the strut, and then start knocking it down and driving the axle in. The axle nuts are already off. And these are weird looking little things. They've got, it's like they used a bunch of washers, stacked them up, and then put a pinching thing around on this washer and tightened them up real good, and then ran a tap through them. They work apparently. Well, we got our exhaust. This is really the only point of the exhaust you got to remove to drop the engine, is the connector between the bottom of the whatchamacallit, catalytic converter and then over to the regular exhaust pipe that goes back to the back of the car, to the muffler. And it's just a little guy, that little guy right over there, and it comes out through this direction up here and out, up and out. Flip it, wobble it around a little bit. Tools so far for this have been just regular old hand tools, and I cheat and use my little impacts. But 13 millimeter, 15 millimeter short and deep well, 19 millimeter, 32 millimeter for the axle nut, lots of 8s and 10s, normal little Ford stuff. Alright, I'm going to get to busting all this stuff loose, and I'll get back with you. Once you get your dog bone disconnected and your pinch bolt disconnected from the top of the knuckle, you need an air hammer or something with a punch. You can start knocking on that guy. Air hammer is easiest with that guy. Just like the guy's procedure on, was it A1 Auto, where you do the CV axles. It's the same procedure. Just follow that procedure to bust them loose and get them out of there. And once you get your axle freed up and start moving, then get up here on top with a hammer and start knocking it loose. And then you're going to have to walk it back and forth. Loosen this guy some, and then go down here and push your axle in some more until you get it all free. Alright, if you're beating on this and it's not moving, get you a big pry bar. Go over the top of the your tie rod end and steering knuckle into that little hole right there. Pry down on it while you're pounding on it. And give it a little bit of help, and it will start coming out. And once you get to where the end of your strut is loose, stop beating on it, because you're done. Now you just got to get that guy out of the top of the knuckle and pull it down a little bit and drive this guy the rest of the way out. That's it, we're just about done. Alright, and it is free and out. We got to pull this guy down a little bit more to get the nose to come all the way out of it, and then it'll come out this way. Alright, once you got it free of the knuckle and get it tucked back in away on this side of your brake hose, it should just pull straight out. And be ready with a bucket to catch and some dry sweep, because it is going to drain transmission fluid, make a mess everywhere. And then jump back over to the other side. I had to go get my phone. It was almost dead, so I had to put it on the charger. But of course that means I missed a whole bunch of this on camera. But Mota is out. Not much more difficult stuff that you got to really deal with once you get the CV axles out of the way. Then you got to get your power steering high pressure line out of the way. You know, your coolant lines out of the way, all your electrical connectors out of the way. Move your loom like so. Just lay it over here out of the way. You got to get your throttle, or I'm sorry, your shifter cable disconnected and unbolt the bracket for it. Get it out of the way. And once you've got everything out of the way there, you got to support this thing. Now, first bolt you want to remove is the one down there, because you're not going to be able to get to it if you're taking it out from the top like this. I was going to go out through the bottom, but this looked a little simpler, so we went that method instead of fighting with I don't like this design. I hate this fucking car. But yeah, pull that out of the way first, and then support the motor, and then you can pull your motor mounts on both sides and completely pull them. Pull the whole assembly out of the way, so nothing catches or binds or hangs you up, because it will. Also, this guy right here, that little band likes to catch on your fans over here on the radiator area, wants to catch there, and then this little guy wants to hook into the top side of your fan shroud and lift it up, so just be mindful of that. Beyond that, just have your little pry bar and make sure that you can pry that guy free from under there, and it'll come right out. Careful for your intake and all this stuff back in here for your evap system. You don't want to crack or break any of that. Don't want to break your intakes. You got to reuse it on the replacement motor. But that's it. That's what there is involved in pulling a 2.0 out of a Focus. It's a big old pain in the dick. Alright, so you might have asked yourself, why did I drop the whole assembly? Why did I drop the engine and transmission as one unit instead of separate the engine from the transmission and just do that? Well, normally you would. You would separate the engine from the transmission, drop it, you can. But in this case, it was actually impossible. Impossible. Could not do it. So this motor was locked up. It will not spin. That means you cannot get to all of the torque converter fasteners to remove the torque converter from the flex plate flywheel, which means you don't have the clearance to get that whole assembly apart from each other inside the engine compartment. So if it was just a flex plate coming loose from the torque converter, once you get those nuts or bolts or whatever the fasteners happen to be in there loose, the flex plate comes off of the face of the torque converter, and it's like an inch and a half or so. That's all you need, and it can come out, up or down, either way. Now, with the torque converter still bolted to the flywheel, that's a whole lot bigger. That's a lot more width that you gotta move the motor away from the transmission to get clearance to separate them. And you've only got about an inch, from the face of the motor to the frame of the car. That's it. It can't go any farther. So you've just barely got enough room to pull it with the, flex plate separated from the torque converter. So without the torque converter separated, it is impossible. You just cannot do it without cutting side of the car in half. And pull it out that way. It just can't be done. So yeah, I had to drop or pull the whole engine. The initial plan was to drop it, but just looking at how I was going to have to rig it and safety, and like, no, just go through the extra steps required to get this other stuff out of the way, and we'll go up out the top with it. Spend the extra time. Hey, when you make do with what you got, sometimes you got to make do with what you got, and it takes a little longer sometimes. Makes more work for yourself. Oh, a 2-post would be really nice. But anyway, that was the explanation for why the whole thing had to come out as one unit. And this was part 1. In part 2, we will go through the steps required to separate that engine from that transmission. And yeah, and we're gonna have to be able to spin the motor over to do that, so we get to tear into a locked up 2.0. So that'll be part 2, tearing that thing down, getting it to spin, and then relieving it of a transmission, so that we can put the transmission on the other motor and do everything in reverse, put it all back in the car. All right, well, thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I'm sorry I didn't record as much as I wanted to. Freaking phone died, and I had to work. It's work. I mean, work is work. I'm not doing this for fun. This one, anyway. I hate this fucking car. It's definitely work. This is not fun. But hey, we got a fund in a Aprilia project, and yeah, I need parts.